is it for chapter 4. Now it's time for a little bit of a personal note regarding this woman that I like to call a bone to pick.
This is a new segment. You guys probably weren't prepared for it.
It was also impromptu as well. It was impromptu because she wasn't supposed to be here.
I wasn't supposed to be here,
and I was just going to talk about this.
The pop off. It's a pop off moment, guys. All right, we finally hit that. point. Okay, you go ahead. Yeah. I'll hop in when I need to.
Okay. So because this chapter really had nothing going on, I have recently been blocked off of her Facebook page. That's fine. I'm already still in there, so it doesn't matter. She posted one of my cousin's comics. His name is Alex. His artwork is called X Art. I'm sure you probably have seen his work before. His stuff has gone viral in the past. And it happened on 3/6/24, where she posted him. And I was very offended when I saw it.
She's as quiet as she's still thinking about it right now.
Social media's echo chamber pushes this false narrative as if this reflects majority of Black America. But the truth is, in real life, most of us aren't this low energy. These comics and diatribes that fuel the Black gender war are just coming from people who haven't fully healed from their own trauma. In the real world, even the nice girl becomes a single mother. The good guy sometimes ends up with a slut. This perspective is one-sided, as if the good or smart guy is the only victim and the thug is the only one who truly wins. Whether you want to accept it or not, even men who aren't thugs are abandoning their children. Some thugs even get married. In real life, our circumstances are not this cut and dry. Stop viewing the world through a self-victimizing lens and really start being honest with yourself about your choices. Most people are out here looking for love in whatever form they can get it. And when they end up mistreating others, it's about them not loving themselves. Some people really don't think they are good enough and do what they can to push you out. Whether you are a misguided slut, an insecure thug, a desperate nice girl, or a timid good guy, all of us have been hurt one way or another. Instead of doing all of this complaining and resting in victimization, start improving yourself and your selection process. Make better decisions when it comes to your life and stop blaming others for the poor decisions you chose.
All of her content, your content, fuels this Black gender war, which only exists, I wholeheartedly believe, it only exists online. I have encountered my fair share of Black men and Black women in the real world, and this is a non-issue. Like, nobody is going after the other and antagonizing and trying to fight. Could there be disagreements? Sure. But like, nobody is leaving the table more bitter than when they came in because I couldn't convince this person to see things my way. It's just like, oh, okay, well, we don't see eye to eye on this, but hey, that's your opinion, that's your life. You keep doing what you do. You are the one who are just like all the rest of these bitter betties, these slow simps, some of these alpha bros who more than likely could be closeted, but like they're a bunch of misogynists too, and just overall damaged people who haven't been in a healthy relationship to save their lives, let alone just an overall healthy relationship with just people who are platonic. You don't have that. Otherwise, you wouldn't be saying this type of stupid. We're gonna tackle a couple of things because I got a couple of notes on this whole post. The first thing is, let's just go out on the limb and say, Soncerae, you identify with the blonde that's bent over. Not nearly as thin and also not nearly as cute. But that's who you are. Hence, that's what made you want to put up this stupid post. Here's my first insult from this stupid. She says this: these comics and diatribes that fuel the Black gender war are just coming from people who haven't fully healed from their own trauma. You don't know anything about his trauma, okay, and whether or not if he's fully healed or not. Like you don't know where this is coming from, and just saying that people will only put out this type of thing is because they're damaged. Well, again, that's no different than you.
When I post content about being a single mother, a lot of men come into my comment section and they always say, well, I don't feel sorry for you being a single mother. I feel sorry for the good guy who tried to approach you and you turned him down. Well, let me reassure you, there is not one guy, not one. One more time, not one. In the history of men who have approached me, that was like this great guy and I just turned him down because I felt like turning down a good guy. I was telling women that when you're going through your pain and you have been cheated on yourself, your pain needs to be dealt with, right? And the best way to do it is not to be a side chick. Because I was thinking, what is it that's so appealing about being a side chick? That's why this was an interesting comment on one of my videos. Because the video that this person was commenting on was me saying, I felt like I wanted to know what it was like to be the side chick because I kept getting cheated on so much. So I was wondering like what was so appealing about being a dude's side chick. And I got to experience it and I see why women like it. I see why women would choose that. But what I don't understand is those women that started off as a side chick and then want to be promoted as more. I don't get that. I've never wanted that. I wasn't like that with my son's father. I don't know where people get that from.
You stated, as long as he is still legally married, he will not be able to be in your child's life. You said this.
And that's not why, but that's not why. Here's the reason why. Here's the reason why.
Not a why. I'm saying you said you don't care about legalities. You do, because you said as long as he's legally married.
That's not why, but this is why you need to listen. This is why you need to listen. The reason why I want him to be divorced has nothing to do with whether he's legally divorced or anything. The reason why I want him to do that is because that will prove to me that the promise that he's made to me, he's actually put forth the energy to actually keep his word.
I got tired of the shit. Slap the absolute fuck out of him. Get out. That's what I say. He takes his hand, grabs me on this side of my head, and just smashes it into the window. So I hit him again. He takes it again, smashes it into the window. Finally, I said, you know what? Get out my fucking car. He gets out. Before I met him, all of my relationships were violent. And when I slapped the shit out of him, I started realizing that I was turning into the abuser myself. I just caught Daddy-O on some bullshit. Some straight up bullshit, okay? And you know what? He always doing shit like this, late to every motherfucking thing. All of the time. All of these fucking excuses. I don't think he understands who the fuck he fucking with. I just can't take it. I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. This nigga was supposed to be back at this fucking hotel a long ass fucking time ago. So I text the nigga. He talking about he'd be over here in a couple of minutes. And what fucking universe does a couple of minutes turn into 2 motherfucking hours? So then I text the nigga. Like, yo, what the fuck? You know, he says to me, oh, I had to run somebody to Walmart. Okay, motherfucker, listen to this. Tell the bitch that you running to Walmart that bitch need to buy me some cantaloupe. He's been talking about going to this Walmart all day. Like earlier today, he was like, yo, I'm going to the Walmart. And I don't think he did it. That's why he's back at the Walmart. And he's out there with his co-workers. But anyway, if he was with the chick, okay, you have to understand poly relationships. And when you're inside of a poly relationship, everyone involved knows what's going on. So if Daddy-O was supposedly with another woman, I would totally be okay with that, because he's allowed to do what he wants to do, especially because he's an extremely honest man. There are a lot of men out there who lie to the women that they're with because they don't want their women to find out that they are with other women. But see, when you get a woman like me who is extremely like, do what you want to do, live your life, baby. You know, if you having a good time with another woman, you do that. You know, don't like pretend the only woman you want to be around is me. I mean, it is too much vagina in this world, and too much personality, and too many beautiful women, and too many situations for you to sit here and try to pretend like you can deal with a monogamous relationship. Monogamy is for unattractive women and broke men. Well, let me elaborate on that. I was polyamorous for many years. And this was only after I had been engaged like 3 times, and I just kept getting cheated on by guys. And I realized that it didn't matter what I did. I could jump through hoops. I could be successful. I could be financially stable. And regardless, people will always think that, I would have like this awesome relationship, and I will always end up with these guys who would cheat on me. Period. It did not matter if I gave him as much sex as he wanted. It did not matter. And you see beautiful women get cheated on all of the time. I mean, just women of all colors, all races get cheated on regardless of how good and or bad they are. They were getting cheated on. So I said, well, this is what I'm going to do, since men have such a fascination with pussy. What I'm going to do is always put myself in a position to where I'm in a polyamorous relationship. Period. That's what it's going to be. I'm in a poly situation. That way, the man that I'm with will have as much freedom as he wants to, and he has no reason to lie to me. He can always tell me the truth, because honestly, it's not logical for you to lie to a woman who is okay with you being with other women. So this made sense to me. But in the minds of some men who still are retarded, they still felt the need to lie to me about shit. And it didn't make any sense to me. Now, nowadays, when a man, reveals some type of secret to me about him and other women, I don't react, and even if I'm in a monogamous situation and I don't react, it's kind of like they're surprised that I didn't react. But I tried to tell them before, I was polyamorous for about, 6 years, 10 years. I became polyamorous at 2010, and it's 2017, and I just met Priest this year, and he's actually monogamous. I mean, we talk about polyamory, and we talk about, those type of relationships, and would he be open to to it, and pretty much he says no. But, he still has his little wandering eye. He still looks at women all of the time. He still flirts with women. He still talks to women. And so instead of me trying to, push this whole monogamy game on him, I tell him, hey, be poly, that way you never cheat on me. And he's like, well, I'm not going to cheat on you anyway. I'm like, yeah, okay, we'll see. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just waiting for the moment that he's going to just cheat on me, or I'm going to find out he's been doing something with a woman and he didn't tell me.
If you want to take his comic as something that's negative, the stuff you put out is basically along the same lines. If this is coming after black women and thugs, then what about the stuff that you put out about, deadbeat dads? You haven't healed from your trauma. I mean, that's what it seems like to me. Another point that she makes that aggravated me, the good guys sometimes end up with the slut. That's absolutely wrong. That's why they're good guys and sluts are still sluts. The term turn a hoe into a housewife. Men aren't abandoning their children. They're abandoning the that they had the kid with. They don't have anything. It has nothing to do with the child. If they told the woman straight up, because when she does come at him and say, hey, what's wrong?
I'm just wondering where I need to take
I mean, you can jump in whenever.
Sis, you are popping off, and I just feel like I need to know where I need to take. In case this moves, I just want to be able to get under and it's not be in anybody's way. No, continue. I'm gonna save mine. I want you to get yours out. Get it out there. So I'll come in, but you handling business, so I'm gonna let you keep going.
Okay, so the saying that men are abandoning their children, they aren't. They're abandoning the in recent news, you can see a lot of these girls who are getting pregnant by these dudes. Regardless of how they cross paths, a lot of these dudes are telling these chicks, hey, you got to get rid of the kid. I don't want it. Yeah, they did some reckless stuff. Yeah, they went in there raw and they did whatever. But at the end of the day, they're still telling you, I don't want the kid because I also don't want no real attachment to you. Thugs even get married. Let's say that's true.
Yeah.
The thugs are getting married. No problem. However, the thugs still aren't marrying you though.
Oof.
Like, so like what type of point are you making? The good guys don't want the sluts, you're single. The thugs are getting married, but yet you're still single. So what are you getting at here? Who do you think you fit with? No, well, you don't see yourself as the good girl. Here we go with the second insult that she said to my cousin. Stop viewing the world through a self-victimizing lens and really start being honest with yourself about your choices. That's what your whole existence is based on. Everything about you is everything about you is victimized. From your mama not defending you from as a child, from your daddy who told you to be a whore, your daughter's father, he has no problem leaving you behind with your child. Your ex, he also had no problem leaving you to be in California while he moved on with his life with his new woman and her kids and all that stuff. All them other men you let run through you, they also have no problem leaving you behind with whatever is still messing up with your insides. That's just you. You have no what's the word? Agency?
Yeah.
You have no agency. Like you don't see like I need to grab the reins on my life because everybody else seems to just have a free for all, and I guess I'm okay with it. I'll just blame them. How are you going to try to tell someone to stop looking through a self-victimizing lens and you can't even reflect inward before you start pushing that out on other people? She says make better decisions when it comes to your life. But the thing is about my cousin's comics, he's not blaming anyone.
No, he's not.
This comic isn't blaming anybody. Unlike you, again, everybody and everything that has transpired in your life is your fault. In this comic, he's not blaming anybody. He's just saying, this is what I see in the community. And he's not wrong, because I've seen this myself. If I'm to tell just a little story about my cousin.
When we were already here. Pop off, bro.
When we were teenagers, I remember him coming up to me, Neko, and just wanted to posit the question, Neko, if I decided to date a white woman, I can't remember if I told you this or not. If I decided to date a white woman, what would you say or think? And I told him, well, Alex, well, why do you want to be with a white woman?
No, you have.
Oh, okay. Well, first time, I just asked him like, well, Alex, why do you want to be with a white woman? And he told me, well, I try to go for, certain women who just don't give me the time of day. They either call me a nerd, they call me lame. And again, this is when he's a teenager. He's now in his late 30s, just like me. And he said, I'm a nice guy, and like a lot of these girls, they just kind of pass me up. They, he's nerdy, sure. He works out, he's into anime, he draws and all this other stuff, but like he doesn't have like that street cred that people from Philadelphia, or black men in particular, ought to have. And I told him, well, I understand where you're coming from. And as far as I'm concerned, like, it doesn't matter if she's white or not. If she makes you happy and if she's treating you right, I don't care what her skin tone is, And the look on his face, he was so grateful. When I told him that, he was like, thanks, cousin. I really needed to hear that. Because I'm like, I'm sure he probably ran into a bunch of Philly chicks because I know how they can get. Even the ones who are nice, because I would be considered a nice Philly chick. But like I know there's those who are so kind of rough and sort of like...
Rough? I'm a weirdo. And I'm from Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh tries to act like Philly. Like, let's just be honest. Like, we don't have hoods. We have designated hood activity going on. We don't have gangs. We have gangs that got stuck here accidentally. There is a norm. Let's just be honest. Let's just divert a little bit from the shots fired. We're gonna get back into. We're gonna have our next round. But there is a standard of how Black people are perceived. Right. There's a standard of how Black people perceive themselves, and some of us perceive ourselves the way that entertainment and the beauty and the business industry has, and then there's some of us that don't see it that way, or see it a little differently, or like things that traditionally aren't liked by the entire community. We're that community that is surprised. We're like, oh yeah, you used to watch like X-Men or like Animorphs, and we're like, yeah. They're like, Like we still pop off on the most ridiculous crap. I was talking to my friend the other day, and I'm like, "Oh, Doug, the cartoon." You know what I'm saying? Like, so we were always told that not following the traditional stylistic norms that we have was a banishment, or it wasn't. We weren't black enough, and we all heard that.
Definitely heard that a lot.
We weren't black enough.
And it's like, well, you're also trying to pigeonhole. We're also trying to pigeonhole ourselves into a culture that was, let's be honest, kind of forced on us.
Right.
It wasn't
for us.
It's not ours.
Right.
So.
And they've told us that time and time again. So if some of us are like, all right, well, I kind of like some of the things from a culture that wasn't primarily built for me, but I'm still very much knowing where my roots are. I'm still weird. I'm still an outcast to you because I don't have the same type of upbringing where I have to be angry and mad every waking freaking moment.
Yeah. And always looking for someone to blame my misfortune. Like, not saying there aren't, systems and powers that can be against us, but like just to consistently look for the racism or showing like this is why I can't get ahead.
Progress.
Right.
And but then seeing some of us that have and say, well, they're not black enough. They're not part of the black experience, or they're not fully vested in the black community, or writing them off. That's not fair. And the problem with this particular is that for some odd, strange reason, she consistently likes to tiptoe the line like it's okay and nobody sees it. Mm-hmm. We see it, you whore. We know you're doing it.
Yeah.
We're not well aware. You're not slick. Them slick disses you were talking about, it's real crazy coming from somebody who consistently tries to. Mm-hmm. I can't wait till we get into the scam game.
But just to wrap things up about things that you want to post, how about this, Miss Soncerae? If you want to post my cousin's content. Now, by the way, because I was blocked, so I couldn't show my comment towards this, but I did curse her out and tell her this better be the last time I see my cousin's on your post, on any of your Facebook pages, because I know all of them. So let this be the last time you do this. And oddly enough, she ain't say nothing about that.
That's not the thing that got you banned, bro.
I know.
Which is wild, because if I was her, I'm going to go back and check me. I'm like, wait a second. Yeah. You come at me on something else? Yes. Yes, she
that's
did.
not the thing that got
That's
me
not
blocked.
Even the thing that got her blocked.
But I'm like, okay.
But let's talk about the thing that got you blocked.
We about to. But back on this real quick so I can wrap this up. If you want to use one of my cousin's comics to, since you're all about positivity and stuff, I have a comic right here for you to pick from. It's a lot for you to digest. You may also see yourself in this comic as well. For sure. Probably one of them chicks over here on the side. But yeah, don't say that he's only putting up false narratives as you cherry pick the things that he has drawn about.
She's big on cherry picking. What really got Neko blocked.
Yeah. Her event planning. Now, I know you're not familiar with her.
Enlighten me.
Well, hello there. This is Big Sister Editor, and I wanted to quickly go over her birthday parties in the past. First, let's look at the 2016 Lounge birthday party, where she has her first taste of success in scamming. The flyer shown, she mentions free admissions and a copy of the book Unicorn Atlanta, which never existed. Now, the odd thing about this flyer is that it sounds like a promo girl tactic, trying to get people to come out, free admissions. Instead of like, hey, I want all my family and friends to come out and join me, it reads like, hey, I want some strangers to show up at this event. Apparently it was a success, because on June 1st, she says, thank you so much for the wishes and donations, which sounds odd to me, because why not just say, hey, thanks for everybody for a great turnout. We had a blast. But it's more like people just wished you happy birthday, and then you got a bunch of money for what? His birthday was a fundraiser. And for whatever reason, she links to Autism Speaks, which is a nonprofit. So it brings up a couple of questions. Was a portion of this money that you received, was this donated to Autism Speaks? Because she doesn't mention that at all. Whatever amount of proceeds was also donated to Autism Speaks. She just linked them to her birthday and then got the money for it and then kept on going about her business. Now we're going to look at her more infamous one, the 2017 birthday cruise. December 17th, 2016, she posts this flyer for a cruise event. She doesn't mention this is specifically for her birthday party. She just says this is where she's having it. And she uses the image of Nicole Alexander, aka Hoops, which is a woman from the reality TV show Flavor of Love. She uses her face and continues to tag her throughout in a way to legitimize the cruise. The last time she uses Nicole's image on December 20th, I'm assuming people either started calling her out or maybe she was requested to stop using her face in particular. Who knows? Within the coming days, she used her image and now claiming that it's her birthday cruise. But then she goes quiet, and then January 5th, you end up seeing 3 new ads for the same amazing getaway. The pajama party, calling all Gemini's party. It ends with the Luscious and Friends getaway. Whether any of these tactics work, more than likely it didn't, because she goes back to on January 6th. It's her birthday cruise. She needs people to come out, and she stops tagging all of those celebrities, and the last time we hear about it is on January 31st, 2017. Then months pass, and then this flyer finally shows up, where it's her and 50 Cent for June 3rd. There's no additional information about it. It's just her, 50, and this vodka, and it's very suspicious for anybody who has already noticed what she's done a few months back regarding this cruise. Now it's just a lounge or a club party. We don't know. It says it's a private celebration, so private that it gives no location for only 3 hours, possibly with 50 Cent, as one would assume, because we see his face, for $25 with food and bottles being comped. And it was a complete bust and a waste of time. And this right here is what solidified her as a scammer and why everybody is very suspicious of her and her events that suddenly pop up around December and January of the following year. So she does it again, which is the crazy part. And here's how she does it from beginning to end. Now back to the video.
Had multiple events.
Well, remember, I did learn in the book that she used to do party promoting.
Right.
So I'm going to assume that you have some event experience if you out here catfishing on dudes to come to events.
So what we're going to discuss is, and I think no more will develop from this, is Soncerae planning a massive event for 2024. Before we get into how she plans an event, do you have any insight that you may want to share about when it comes to event planning? Like, what are just some of the basics
That's crazy.
that you want to
In 2024, no, I'm so glad, but in 2024, I have witnessed already just several events that has been allegedly planned and operated and being done by people who are claiming to be event planners.
I know, it's such an easy title to have.
Crazy. Now it's just like a coach, just like a life coach. It must easily be. Now the funny thing about it is most people that are in marketing will at some point have to be put in a position where they have to plan some type of event for the company they work for. I.e., in my first situation in my life, I ended up having to work for a nonprofit, and they have a community event every year. And I did not know that until the day my boss walked into my office and handed me some paper and said, fill this out. I asked her what it was. She said, oh, we have to plan the community day. I said, excuse me. And she then proceeded to tell me how I was responsible to plan a whole day of games, activities, and just all around fun for about a whole neighborhood of people. You were there.
I was there.
It was a thing. And I had to do it for 2 years. So trial by fire is a thing. But for the most part, a good, solid planner will always have a process put into place. You will always have steps, checklists. You can find them in Google checklist for an event. You will find them anywhere. Once you do that, once you have those steps in play, you then start planning on a way of timeline. You have an end date. Any event has to go off on this time. Think of Firefest. Think of all the events you've heard about that have gone to shit. Even though they've gone to shit, there was a deadline for them to go to shit. So knowing that and then working backwards, almost reverse engineering the things you need to do to get there, is pivotal in being someone who has to put on an event in their name or in for their brand or whatever. And just having the wherewithal and due diligence to make sure things are going smoothly as you get closer to your event will just always make things easier. With that said, what the
She decided in 2024, she's about her business, she about her life, she about to show us all that it's going.
2024 is a new year.
It's a new year.
It's a new year.
Everybody's
It's a
having
year
fun.
like Hat Williams said, truth is coming out.
Yeah. So here we go. So on January 4th, Miss Soncerae Monique makes a post that goes, "During this summer, I'm organizing a love retreat. If you were to attend, where would you prefer for me to host?" She has Atlanta, Bay Area, Los Angeles, Miami, and Las Vegas. Now, I would assume when you have, doing a poll like this, you're just basically trying to gauge how many people are interested and trying to work with those numbers. Right. Now, just to do some quick math, just going off of this one Facebook post, we see that there are 15 votes, and I'm going to take that as 15 people who are interested. Okay. Plain and simple. For 46% to be interested in Miami out of 15 people, that only means 7 people want to go. Yeah. That only means 7 people want to go. And then for Atlanta, at 26? Oh, Atlanta and the Bay Area at 26%. That's basically 3 people each. One for Los Angeles and 1 for Vegas. Now that doesn't seem like a lot. But then we're going to move on to the next one where she posts on her YouTube page. And she says the exact same thing. During the summer, I'm organizing a love retreat. Which do you prefer me to host? Now, on her YouTube, it has 809 votes. So that seems like who you should be catering to the most. Exactly. Because that's the most engagement. That's the most people who are talking. So we're going to take this as a hard confirm or hard interest of 809 people. So the highest one in here is Miami again. So that's 28%. Out of 809 people, that's roughly 227 people. That's a nice number for a turnout for a little event.
And let me also make it clear too. When you have events, when you're planning things like this, for some reason most people don't do this, but when you are vetting interest via location, you have to think about the type of money that you're also where you're going to be spending it, right? Vegas is expensive for anybody because of all of the activities you're trying to do, just getting a hotel, just getting a space, trying to go out at night, right? Honestly, out of these select choices, Miami is the strongest play for more or less. It's going to be cheaper than Vegas. It's going to be cheaper than LA. It's going to be roughly probably the same as Atlanta, if not a little more. And it's definitely going to be a little less than the Bay Area, depending on what part, whether you're in Oakland or Sacramento.
It seems like the Bay Area has nothing really going on up.
Well, Oakland still has like some stuff, but it's not a convention area, right? Because you're still up where Palo Alto is and all that.
After they lost the Raiders, I'm like, what they
exactly anymore? But Miami is a very good choice. It's a big choice for a lot of people. Just like California, there's a lot to do, and you do save more coin there than you would doing it in LA. If you're going to go to South Beach, there's still a lot of opportunities where people can make that work. It's also a universal place where people on the East Coast for sure can get to. So if you're either flying out at a certain time from LA or San Francisco, you're going to be able to still have fun at any point in time getting to Miami. So it was a very strong pool, and these are my first time seeing these numbers, but Miami was a solid choice.
Yeah, and let's just also say, for the sake of this argument, this is her first real attempt at making an event happen.
As a life coach, and it's a love retreat. So you have to think of the venue, maybe just be a small hotel. You're sourcing that for about maybe 2 days possibly for the retreat. You are looking at maybe having everyone in a Airbnb together living, and maybe the couples are in different spaces or single people on one side. You think of the facilities you're going to be using. Are you going to have catering? Are you going to have obviously photographers? Your activities, are you going to have someone instructing those activities, or are you going to be instructing those activities? Like, those are the things that if you're having a love retreat or a couples retreat Are they going to have time to sit down and talk to you one-on-one and as a couple about their issues and what they're working on? Are there going to be daily meditations along with daily couples workshops and also like exercises?
And also with the word retreat, you do think of like it's a getaway.
Yeah.
It seemed like she would start off smaller by saying like a love convention. It's like, oh, this is gonna be a day thing. It's like, oh, I could pop in for a couple of hours and I'm gonna pop out. I'll still have the city to myself. And if I want to go out and have a good time, that seems less daunting. Because
one con though,
okay,
about Miami is that there's a lot of sex.
There's a lot of ass.
There's a lot of ass.
There's a lot of ass.
And
you want to talk about relationships?
Maybe Orlando would have been a more smarter choice because that's more family oriented and family friendly. Miami is just like, hey, if there is a cheater in the group, he know where he going as soon as
the group down there seem to be a lot younger. It's not like really mature.
And you have very much a variety of sexual orientations and experiences because it's Miami.
Yep.
You can get what you're looking for when you go to Miami. And Miami people, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So,
and also safety concerns would definitely be a thing for having such a large amount of people going down there,
Yeah, so these are all great things, but Neko, these numbers are solid. So what happened?
So, you got your 227 people who are interested in Miami, and then you got second up, you got your, Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's 218 people, allegedly. Then we have ATL with 194, 89 people for the Bay Area, and coming in last is Los Angeles with 81 people. So again, it seems like, this is where you should be kind of feeding your information to, mainly the people who are YouTube. But instead, she then goes back to her Facebook on January 5th and like, hey, you guys, the people on YouTube, they're really voting. And, she puts up the same numbers and, again, just get even less of engagement.
Yeesh.
When, again, you probably should just like let the Facebook people know just the little bits and just focus mainly on, YouTube. But, it is what it is. And then somehow, some way,
well, yeah, these are great numbers, so we should be hearing about a location, right?
Yeah, we should be hearing about a location. So here we go, February 25th. So the last time we heard from anything about this love retreat was on January 5th. Okay, now here we are, over a month later. She's coming back with, so I decided to have a mansion party for my birthday in Malibu, California, June 1st. And I'm only selling 100 tickets. I threw the Vegas idea out. I'd rather be on the beach. Now, here's a couple of things. I mean, you start. You said what? What
happened to the retreat?
I know that's something that would make people very skittish. Like straight off the bat, you gave us these locations.
You encouraged us to hit your pole.
Yeah, and wanted to get what our thoughts were and what we were.
Thought we were invested in this.
Yeah, and then you go radio silent. She doesn't speak about it at all until the 25th of February, which is a very long time.
That's kind of a
like, so is it happening? Is it not happening? But the answer is it ain't happening.
It ain't happening.
We're going to Malibu, and she's only selling 100 tickets. So not only was our vote for nothing.
Absolutely.
Not only is this no longer about a love retreat, because now it's about your birthday. And then you said you threw out the Vegas idea. Well, Vegas didn't even win. Malibu won.
Miami won.
I'm sorry, yeah, Miami won.
Malibu is the winner.
Is the winner,
maybe
yeah.
She doesn't know how to spell Malibu versus Miami, but she did put the beaches.
Yeah, so it's like, okay. And then you're only selling 100 tickets.
Even though over 300 people talked about wanting to go to Miami and was willing to go, allegedly?
Yeah, but,
and are the 100 tickets paying for the mansion?
Well, we're about to get into it. So this is, again, I'm someone who's interested in going to your event, love retreat.
Guess I'm not taking my partner this time.
Yeah, I guess a month later, now I'm going to California because you decided to have a mansion party.
That sounds like an orgy. I'm sorry. My husband's not going.
No, we will not be going. No. So then we just then she puts up her little post of the Malibu beach party. Everything's looking great. And then she follows up with a couple of these little tidbits of information as to why the sudden change. I have friends from all over the world. But she got friends all over the world. I'm hoping I can get at least 100 of you to come to Malibu Beach, California, June 1st for my birthday. Well, you only said you're selling 100, so how in the world are you asking for at least 100? So you want everybody to show up,
So hold up. First off the bat, you have friends all over the world.
right?
Why are you telling them on Facebook?
Yeah.
You got friends, and then you say like, "Hey, you my friend, right? You can at least make an appearance
Yeah.
in my city, or my country, or my state, and
Yeah.
you can come and say hi, and then come with me to SoCal, and come to 100 of you
At least 100, though I'm only
that
selling
I
100
am
tickets.
telling on the World Wide Web because you're my friend. Got it.
And then from these months, she's just pushing out the same posts. Then she hits up with this by March 2nd. What city do you live in, and how much would your hotel plus flight cost for you to come to Malibu, California in June for my birthday party? Why is that any of your business to know how much it's costing me? You take care of the event and secure the location, make sure I got food, drink, and whatever else. That's what you need to be focused on. Don't worry about what's happening in my bank account and what my expenses are. That's none of your business.
That is wild.
Yeah, this is. Are you coming at your friends with this? Because I know you ain't talking to strangers.
I mean, maybe she is. Maybe she is talking to strangers. That's wild.
Well, that's how we know for sure she's not talking to friends. When was the last time you went on vacation? I'm trying to put something together so everybody can come to my birthday beach party in Malibu. So it's like, did you do it? Because you said I'm trying. I'm trying to put something together. Why haven't you already done it? It's March 6th.
But wait, it's in June. So
yeah.
So right now we're just hyping up something that is at this point in time February, right?
No, we're now on March 6th.
Okay, well, March 6th and April, May, June is 3 months.
3 months.
We haven't even gotten to the deadline. Were tickets sent out at this point?
I mean, her website, you could go to purchase them, which were $100 a piece.
Yeah, so the tickets were available. And what did the information say, Neko? Let's just play scenario. I want to go. I mean, I don't have to drive far, and it's $100. Maybe I can come up with that. But what's happening?
Join us for an unforgettable celebration on the stunning shores of Malibu Beach, California, as we honor the birthday of the one and only Soncerae Monique. Get ready for a weekend filled with sun-soaked fun, exclusive experiences, and memories to last a lifetime. Limited to just 100 tickets, this is an event you won't want to miss out on. Secure your spot now before tickets vanish like a sea breeze. And for our esteemed members of the Black Macho community, we're offering special discounted rates as a token of appreciation. Mark your calendars for May 30th to June 2nd, 2024, as we embark on a journey of luxury and indulgence. The highlight of the weekend? Our private Malibu beach party on June 1st, set in a secluded location away from the crowds. Immerse yourself in opulence with exclusive access to premium amenities, including complimentary drinks and handcrafted cocktails served against the breathtaking backdrop of the Pacific Ocean. Indulge your palate with gourmet food options and catering that will tantalize your taste buds. Get ready to amp up the fun with theme party activities and games, where exciting prizes await the champions. Whether you're soaking up the sun on the beach or participating in the festivities, every moment promises exhilaration and joy. Worried about transportation? Leave your concerns behind as we've arranged luxury transportation options to whisk you to and from the event in style and comfort, ensuring a seamless experience from start to finish.
But wait! There's more!
Prepare to be pampered with swag bags and gift baskets brimming with high-end products and souvenirs, serving as mementos of the extraordinary celebration. Don't let this opportunity slip away. Grab your tickets now and join us for an unparalleled birthday bash in the heart of Malibu Beach. Come be a part of the Soncerae Monique's birthday celebration and make memories that will last a lifetime. Once you've secured your ticket, your name will be promptly added to our database. Stay in the loop with party updates and reminders, which will be conveniently sent to your inbox. The precise location details and your ticket will be dispatched to you on May 31st, ensuring you're fully prepared for the festivities. Additionally, there are only 5 luxurious mansion rooms available. Wait, what? For only $100? Just keep reading, Tina. You're almost done. There are only 5 luxurious mansion rooms available, so reach out to that nonsense email address to inquire about rates and availability. My God. Neko does not pay me enough to read this woman's bullshit. She's gonna have to get Elizabeth back to reading her crap.
She then writes, I'm on her YouTube page first. I'm having a Malibu, California beach. It's like she has to hype it up like this is so glamorous and so luxury, right? Because we're going to Malibu, California.
Mind you, this is still not the details. This is just telling us we have to do
Well,
this.
because she's trying to figure out why isn't nobody buying tickets?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She already gave us the deets. I haven't gone over it yet, but I'm having a Malibu, California beach party for my birthday this year. A lot of my friends live on the East Coast, though you said they were around the world.
Around the world.
Would love to fly out to California. It sounds like they can't.
They can't make it work.
How many of you would love to come to the party but can't afford a flight or hotel costs? Out of 160 votes, 70% said, I can't afford it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, 70%. I ain't do the math on that because that's pretty good.
That's
out of
solid.
160.
That's a solid. I don't have.
So that's over 80 people.
That's
okay.
a lot of people that said nah, son.
They can't afford it. And another 30 said, well, we can. And again, this is on her YouTube. So not even on her Facebook.
And these could be people that don't even know her and just be like, yeah, I can do that. Like, these people might not even know her.
I mean, I clicked on, I couldn't afford it. So I'm one of the 70.
But what I'm saying is like, there's people that just didn't know what they were saying yes to. They're just like, no, I can afford it if I want to do. Like,
so she's not even setting up.
No,
I mean,
like,
what she's saying is her birthday party.
Right, but the first question, would you come? Can you afford it? That there should have been 2 questions in this poll because then you could know like this is somebody actually interested in not an asshole.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Well, again, I can't afford
It's over with. It's over with now.
Now here we go when things start to make a bit of a turn for her. Because we're still on March 6th. And she now proceeds to insult the people who she wants to come to her party.
No.
And then she hits them with the following.
Not the insults again.
Yeah, again. I'm going to teach you how to make an additional $20K so you can come to my birthday party in June. I heard a lot of you are struggling for money.
That is an insult.
Could you imagine? Somebody's trying to invite you to their raggedy party, and you're like, and you tell them like, I can't
you can't afford it. So let me show you how to.
Yeah, let me tell you how to get money, so you can then give it to me.
Yeah, let me show you how to get the money up. Because you don't know what you're doing. You're doing it wrong.
Yeah, and my whole point to this was like, if they can't even afford the $100 tickets to even show up to, how in the world do you think they're going to gather up an additional $2K for all the rest of the expenses?
Yeah.
Like they can't even afford the ticket itself.
Yeah.
But they have enough they're going to do whatever they can for you for an additional $2K on the side. She just continues on with, I saw how many of you checked to see how much my party tickets were. Literally, what is this, like hours later? No, 2 minutes later. I'm stupid. 2 minutes later, I saw how many of you checked to see how much my party tickets were, and only a handful of you could afford a $100 ticket. Let's work on that.
A handful?
A handful.
That's a bold statement. Number one, I don't see on the looking at, numbers are crazy, and a lot of numbers can get a lot of people's information. You can do a lot with numbers. I recently just dealt with a hack myself. However, I'm pretty sure that checking a website to see how much something is does not give the person who owns that website my IP address to go into my personal bank account and be able to tell you, hey, this over here that just checked your broke his head. Like I don't think there is a flag that goes up on the data capture.
They don't have like a visitors page, like it gives like a little tally of how many visit versus who actually purchased.
That happens, but like what doesn't happen is, hey, this person has money, this person doesn't, this person has money, this person doesn't. That check and balance doesn't
That's
that
why you gotta
little-
clean out your cookies.
Yeah,
you gotta clean out your
that
cookies.
that Excel spreadsheet formula doesn't really exist. So the first off the bat, she's just insulted everybody.
Yeah.
She basically said, "I know some of you just suck
Yeah, just don't-
and don't have money. So I'm gonna fix it because clearly you just came and saw it. You're like pocket watching. It's like, wait a second, I could have accidentally fumbled and hit your. Who are you calling broke? Me. I was looking for details. You gonna call me broke for looking at details? Okay.
Still in March 6th. Ugh, you know what? This is actually making me a headache.
Is it? Because it's not over yet.
In March 6th, still, she then puts down, I'm going to be posting my birthday party in Malibu, California, June 1st, in my group. If you need help with paying for a trip out here, join the group so we can help you.
Okay, so there was a group at one point.
Well, it's her black macho community.
Oh, why didn't she just ask them?
Why didn't she just ask them? Well, I don't have access to that. I can't get in there. So I don't know if she did ask these people as well.
And
but
they said no too. Like everybody just said no.
I mean,
got it.
She's got 600 and almost 600 people in there, so she should. Those
that should have been it. That's the party. That's the party right there. That's the party and then some. What are we doing?
Yeah. So here we go.
Okay.
Still March 6th. I know some of y'all been working your ass off and haven't been anywhere in years. Maybe because of COVID. Not a trip or cruise. Nothing. I'm like,
Again,
all
I feel
right.
like I'm being insulted. I don't know how this is supposed to actually go, but it feels insulting.
No, but if you haven't been anywhere, obviously you wouldn't be here.
Ah, got it.
Yeah, that's how it goes. And then, literally, minutes later, I need a travel agent and an event planner.
That was
so why are you pressuring us to come and you ain't got nothing figured out yet? And then she comes back, she recalibrates after realizing she got a bunch of poor fans. And everybody is just so lost. Nobody knows how to get money. They just don't. I can't figure it out. But instead, we're going to listen to this homeless person tell us how we can get money. So here we go. March 7th. She got this whole Zomo Malibu Beach. Like she got stock in it. So she's going to give us some pro tips. And I think these are very beneficial. And maybe you and I can incorporate these things into our life.
We'll go to each one and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and we're going to here's what we're going to do. We're going to play a little game.
Sure.
The game is, can we do it? And 2, will this get us $100?
Well, we need an additional 100, so we need at least 2,100.
All right, so basically we got to figure out how each one will get us $100 really quick.
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
Okay, so the first one is create a budget specifically for the trip and stick to it.
That's not going to get me any money, but yeah, I can do that. I can totally make a budget. That's no problem. I can make a budget and then say, okay, I need $200. We'll just roughly say $200. I need $200. I got to make a budget to then get $200. Cool.
Yeah.
You can do that?
I think I can. Okay, just another flyer. Here we go. Cut unnecessary expenses such as dining out or subscription services.
Okay, I can do this. Here's why. I'm stealing from everybody. So like I only have like maybe one, and then other ones like rolled up into my the ones rolled up into my phone bill. So like I can cut the subscriptions because I barely have any. So like again, just take from my friends, and then the dining out. I mean, yeah, I guess I don't have to go to Morton's tonight. I'll just save that $78.
I think I could cut out some unnecessary expenses. Dining out, I already don't do that, and then subscription services, I do like my Bright Sellers wine subscription, so I ain't gonna cut that. Set aside a portion of each paycheck specifically for the trip.
Okay. Well then I would have way more money than I need if I did that. I mean, that's not gonna take me long to do. I would have it literally in a paycheck. If I'm broke, then I mean it's gotta be like $5.
Look for side hustles or freelance opportunities to earn extra cash. Well, I can't do that. I have a full-time job. I ain't got time for
that's
hustles.
a little of a lot.
Sell unused items around the house to boost your travel fund.
Okay. I got some things I'm trying to sell right now. Yeah, that makes sense. I got Dyson I'm trying to sell. I got a couple of things I'm trying to get rid of. So I mean, like that could work.
I use all of my items, so I'm not going to have a garage sale to go on a trip.
Oh, okay.
Utilize cashback rewards and programs and save on everyday purchases. So that sounds like a credit card.
Yeah, but the thing with that is that even if I get the cash back, that's not going to come in time for the thing. I mean, I might not even get that cash back 8 months from when I actually started the credit card, right? Because that's a timeline. That's like maybe it could be quarterly, it could be yearly. You won't even see that for like 6 months. So that's a little unrealistic, but all right.
Consider taking on a temporary part-time job to supplement your income. Again, I have a full-time job. I don't have time for side hustles and part-times.
So am I just taking on this job just for
this trip? Just for the trip. You got to go through a whole interview process just to go on a trip.
I guess I shouldn't like my my coworkers or nothing. I should just only be there before the end of June, and then I gotta quit.
No, you quit when you go on the trip. Meal prep and cook at home to save money on food expenses. Well, groceries are high.
Groceries are expensive. I mean, unless she's just always eating at like a farmer's market. I mean, and then I don't know how she's cooking that stuff, but sure. I mean,
I guess I could save money.
I guess, yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't have a lot to eat. But I mean,
we can just eat cereal.
Yeah, because we're going to Malibu, so we probably want to be skinny anyway. So we can probably just not really eat.
So I guess don't eat.
Okay, don't eat.
Okay,
yeah,
I can do that. I can do that
too. Yeah.
Use public transportation or carpool instead of driving to save gas and parking fees.
Yeah, but that's like only a couple dollars here and there, and I don't see how that's gonna stop me from saving if my paycheck is. Well, didn't at the top of this, I'm sorry, we've been gone for so long, but she said budget. So if I'm budgeting for this trip, I'm also budgeting for everything else I'm doing.
Well, you got budget for the trip and also budget for your life.
Okay, but the budget for the trip is more important.
It is more important, yes.
Right. Okay, got it. So, I mean, I guess I could start seeing if people are going the same way I'm going most of the time, but I mean, I don't think so. Not all the time.
I think I could probably do it. I'll just hitchhike.
Okay.
I'll hitchhike on the 101.
Yeah, I think I'll follow you. I can do that. That makes sense.
Look for deals and discounts on flights, accommodations, and activities.
Wait a minute. Wait, I'm not even mad about that, but aren't there supposed to be activities for the event?
Yeah. I mean, so you still want me to go out and party?
And find more activities at an event where it's for, I guess, a weekend where I'm supposed to have activities?
I guess so, yeah, it's like 4 days. Woo! Consider alternative accommodations like Airbnb, hostels, and to save on lodging costs.
She just said look for deals, and now she's saying look for alternatives.
Yeah.
What happened to the mansion?
What happened to it? Well, you didn't get in.
But how? I'm trying to give her. If I gave my $100, why am I worried about it?
Because you might not get in. So have a backup plan. Is what she's saying.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So after you find your deals, you pass them on to her. But then for yourself, still, you got to find a hostel.
I got to find an alternative.
Yeah, just in case. Yeah, just in case.
Oh, okay. She's so smart.
Set up a dedicated savings account for the trip and keep your funds separate and organized.
Well, I mean, I gotta open up another savings.
You gotta open up a savings account, yes.
But like, can't I just use my actual savings account?
No. It's gotta be separate. Gotta be separate. So because you're gonna confuse them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to be confused. Travel during off-peak times to take advantage of lower prices. Now,
wait a minute.
This for sure can't happen for anybody across the board. This is June in California. That's when our tourist season kicks off.
Yeah.
So
in Malibu.
In Malibu. So your party is happening during the beginning.
One of the busiest times for us in the summer.
That's when tourist season starts to pipe up. So you're already setting us astray on this one.
And just, sounds stupid. Because again, why your trip is in June.
Right. Well, she can't help it because that's where she was born.
Don't make me flip. I can't even.
Avoid impulse purchases and prioritize spending on essential items for the trip. So don't buy no shoes. Stop looking at that dress. Don't buy no dresses. Don't buy no makeup. Don't buy no new handbags. Because all that's impulsive. You should already have these clothes if you didn't sell them. Consider traveling with a group to split costs and for accommodations and traveling. So we still got to keep splitting these costs on these accommodations.
Are we talking about her being a travel agent right now? Or this trip. I'm sorry, I broke character again. I just wait a second. What?
Yeah, consider traveling with a group to split the costs for accommodations and.
But aren't we coming to her event?
Yes.
Shouldn't there be a group?
But y'all should be coming as a group to get on the plane. That's how you cheapen the cost.
I was gonna go with you. I
Nah.
mean, no, we're not doing that now.
No.
Okay. Well then.
You gotta
I think it's
hitchhike
hard.
across country to get to Malibu.
Yeah. Okay. Well then that's fine.
Use apps and websites to compare prices to find the best deals on travel essentials. What are the traveling essentials? I just want to know.
I think we just said them though. We said no clothes.
No clothes.
We said flip flops.
Flip flops.
A swimsuit.
Maybe.
A towel. A bath towel.
Bath towel. Well, that's free.
Yeah, and then did we say a hat? I think I said hat.
You said a hat, but I don't think you need it because you got the sunblock.
What about the sunglasses though? Kind of need sunglasses.
You don't need sunglasses. Your eyes are fine.
Okay. Then I guess that's it. Maybe a book.
If it's not only opulence, you don't need it.
We don't.
So those are all of her tips.
Thank God, I'm done playing stupid. Oh, that sucked. That hurt. Oh.
Now you know how it feels to be her.
Yeah.
March 12th, 2024. She writes, I just turned down a job because I think $65K a year isn't enough to consider leaving my son for 3 8-hour days a week to go work a hybrid position when I want to be fully remote. I'm worth over 150K plus. I was settling. Now for me, I took this as you are telling your broke fans that you turned down a 65K position and that you feel as if you're worth more than 150K. And, people saw this. They were letting her know, you do you, girl. Fast forward past that, still talking about my birthday, but literally 2 days. No, not even 2 days. 1 day. On the 13th, she then writes, I'm thinking about canceling my birthday party in Malibu.
Aww.
And it's just me and my kids at the beach house come June 1st. And literally no one cared. Her whole birthday love retreat, I'll call it a scam for the sake of the argument. Didn't last for all of barely 2 months.
We didn't even get to the deadline. We didn't even get to like a halfway point. We got started. We got lost gas a second. We started the car.
Mm-hmm.
The crazy thing about it too is the fact that none of this was prepared in the mindset of being nothing but self-satisfying for her, like self-gratifying. Like she needed people to tell her that like they cared, and nobody did that. And there's a bigger problem with just the fact that people, especially when she announced that, oh, y'all broke. So since I know you're broke, I'm going to give you tips because I see that y'all went there and y'all are broke. Malibu is not cheap. There's nothing about Malibu. Malibu is the upper echelon of, well, number one, it's just Calabasas. And if anybody knows anything about
Pacifica Palisades, all of them are up there.
It is all up there. It is a hidden paradise. They have cultivated it to be such. You have a Nobu and a Mastro's up there. You have the upper echelon up there when they want a vacation. And it is not as, I don't know the glamorous parts of this that people have kind of surmised in movies and stuff.
That's California, Hollywood.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Malibu is not big.
Mm-mm.
It is primarily residential.
Mm-hmm.
And what people don't really realize or know is that a lot of the people that have property setting on the beach own the strip that enters the beach. That is not, for the most part, a public place. They can ask you to move. They can ask you to get away from their area.
Mm-hmm.
They can ask you, they can call the cops for any noise ordinance that they have. Malibu is one of the few beaches that has like a time to come in and a time to come out.
Yeah.
You're just not going to be there at like midnight.
You never see anybody throwing big parties. They do not do that. They save that stuff for Santa Monica, Long Beach, Huntington Beach, all of them down there, they do that.
Absolutely. And you are going to see more residential because you're going to see more families that live there. Those are summer homes for a lot of people. That is a getaway because it is that secluded. And there are more beaches moving closer, but you're getting into more private sites. And it is harder to get up to. So like the expectation that you can just go to Malibu is really off-putting. It should be off-putting to a lot of people. Like, again, if you're watching this and you're from Middle America, you've never been to California.
Yeah, those from California or at least Los Angeles because you're closer. You will already
have
know
an
this.
idea of this. but like it's not something where it's this easy accessibleness that people think it is. It's a lovely place to visit. It's kind of like Santa Barbara. You can go there, you can have dinner, you can walk the pier, you can do small things. But again, it's very residential. It is not like Santa Monica where this is a very touristy place.
It's not really a party place either.
No. People that come up to Malibu to enjoy the beach are coming for long extended periods of time to enjoy the beach, not to party.
Yeah. This is all that she wants us to believe she can do for this party.
And mind you, again, guess what you're missing in this? You know what you're missing? You're missing hotel options.
Right.
You're missing what type of house is it supposed to be. You're missing pivotal details of time. Just time. Like, okay, this is day 2, this is day 1. Did she, with all the times and all the multiple occasions where she posted this, did she update anybody with new information about it? Absolutely not. Why would she do that? You go back to the page where the details are on. Nothing's changed. Nothing's been added. No comments have been said. And this is the bare minimum from Facebook giving you the opportunity to post an event.
Yeah.
They just give you that. You do that for free. No one's charging you for that.
Not to mention, she doesn't even give a deadline when she's going to stop selling tickets.
Thank you.
So, like, you don't even have, like, the time pressure there.
Right. There's no urgency on selling out. There's no urgency on new people, like, oh, this event's going to be happening then. This is all before June. This is all before May.
Yeah.
People, she loses her before May.
Yeah. And, like, again, this is what people who don't know anything about you, when they see this seems like something I don't want to be a part of. I'm not going to give my money to none of this because it's so disorganized. But obviously, we know why you did it this way and why you gave it up so quickly, because it wasn't going to happen to begin with.
Yeah.
Like, even for someone who's trying to scam people out of money, because, again, that's what it reads as, whether you want to believe it or not. It reads like a scam because you came in hard and fast and then you bailed without even seeing the scam all the way through.
Yeah.
Like, how do you set it up and then cancel it within 2 months?
You're a horrible con man.
Yeah.
You're a terrible grifter. Grifters don't even give up. That's the whole point.
Yes.
It's to sell the lie. Can I sell the lie?
And you get so disheartened because nobody's buying the tickets fast enough. I'm like, well, why would they?
Right.
You just put it up.
Crazy? It's not like she said I had to give, in her anger, an acknowledgement of this. I had to give like 5 refunds. Nobody paid you. That's what we're hearing. Nobody even had time to come up. The crazy thing about it is, for the week or 2 that she put up all those tips, she canceled a week later. So no one had even time to get
literally
$10.
The next day after saying she turned down the job, I'm canceling my party. The next day? Like, this doesn't instill any type of faith for any fans that you may have around to want to be interested in any future plans you make. Like, they see how fast it crumbled because I know I'm cutting it off here because I don't believe it's going to pop back up in May, because we're coming to.
It's not going to pop back up in May.
Yeah, because we're already in April and she stopped talking about it. So
she has no interest doing this.
I turned 44 this weekend, so to celebrate my birthday, I drove my kids to Los Angeles. Something was wrong with the hotel we booked. I couldn't stand the smog, and it seemed like everything seemed more complex there. I felt like I wouldn't be able to relax, so we began driving on the coast to find another hotel. We drove through Santa Monica and ended up in Malibu Beach. It was difficult to find dog-friendly beaches. Eventually, we found this beach. It was filled with plenty of dogs for my Yorkie buttons to play with. Mesa Lane Beach in Santa Barbara is a hidden gem, nestled beneath dramatic cliffs and accessed via a steep staircase of about 241 steps. Renowned for its scenic beauty, this beach offers stunning views of the Pacific Ocean and the Channel Islands. Its secluded nature provides a tranquil escape, perfect for sunbathing, beachcombing, and tide pooling. The narrow strip of sand and surrounding bluffs create a picturesque setting, popular among surfers for its consistent waves and less crowded waters. Mesa Lane Beach is a treasured spot for locals and visitors, offering a peaceful retreat from the hustle and bustle of everyday life.
I've been living in California for 6 years and ain't never been to Los Angeles, so I decided to drive there for the weekend because it was my birthday. I didn't even last a solid 2 hours before I was like, ain't no way I could stay in here. First I get there's something going on with my hotel. So we like scavenger in the area to look for a hotel near LAX. I've been driving since 4 a.m. I'm tired as hell. I will take anything at this moment. Halfway there, we catch a flat tire like it ain't 4 new tires on this car. My daughter want to play grease monkey, calls her dad. He's giving her instructions on how to change a flat tire. And I'm like, can I just call AAA, please? Finally, they let me call AAA. Here comes AAA saving us. Then we had to go to a tire shop and get them to fix the flat. We driving around a small town on a spare tire. My Yorkie decides he wants to hop out the car and run through the damn tire garage place. I was like, oh my God. He almost got his ass ran the fuck over. About 2 hours later, we back on the road. I stopped another hour later to get some gas from this Chevron. Finally, we make it to Los Angeles at like 1:30 p.m. And that's good timing because I left the Bay at 4:30 a.m. We stumble upon this Motel 6. This Motel 6 was so raggedy, so wretched. It was in the middle of Inglewood. It looked like it was hella dangerous. It was right underneath like a highway. It was just extremely busy. It was like in the middle of like a big intersection. It was just not it, right? The leather couches had holes in it. It just looked filthy, right? But it's a Motel 6. So what you expect? And they had the nerve to have pizza sheets. Talking about something, it's Garfield themed. Garfield likes lasagna, not pizza. And they like, yo, you know, room's gonna be ready until 3. We come back at 3. The nightly rate was like $125 or something. They had a parking fee that was like $15 a night. And then they had like an incidental fee that was like $75. Anywhere I travel, I'm going to stay at a Marriott because I'm a Marriott Bonvoy member, right? So to me, it was like, I'm going to stay at the Marriott. Something happened with the Marriott. Not Marriott's fault, mine. So we ended up last resorting it at Motel 6. Mind you, Marriott will take any form of payment. Hotels could do $300 holds or X amount of dollar incidental fee, whatever the amount of money we needed to stay at any hotel we had. So that wasn't even the problem. Motel 6 was just the first hotel we saw once we pulled out of the 4 Points Marriott. And they aren't taking these forms of payment. Anyone who has an iPhone, all of your cards are in your digital wallet. And if you frugal like I'm frugal, you're going to put a certain amount of money that you want to spend on like a side account. I'm responsible like that, so I'm not going to overspend. I have business accounts. I got a Varo account. I got a SoFi account. I got a Blue Vine account. And I can't use any of these accounts to pay for the room. And I can't use Apple Pay. I can't use Google Pay. So I asked him, I said, why can't we use these specific cards? And he like, because they prepaid cards. And I'm thinking to myself, every card a prepaid card. It doesn't matter what bank it's at. It doesn't matter whether it's a major bank or side bank. All cards are prepaid cards. Literally, to me, they're like the same thing. A debit card is linked directly to your checking or savings account. And when you use the debit card, the money is immediately withdrawn from your bank account. A prepaid card is supposedly not linked to a bank account. Instead, you load money onto the card in advance and transactions are deducted from the card's balance until it's depleted. My thing is, that's your debit card, even for your bank. I mean, my Chase card that way. And that's a major bank. I was thinking maybe they was doing this because of fraud protection, but prepaid cards and debit cards have similar fraud protection because it's new regulations on prepaid cards now. But to me, a Varo card, a SoFi card, a Chime card, those have legitimate banks attached to them. I couldn't even use my PayPal business card. And a lot of hotels, they ask you for a credit card. They wasn't even taking Varo credits. So I'm digging through my fanny pack trying to find like a Chase card or something. I'm remembering right then that I put everything on my digital cards. Now, mind you, this is Motel 6. That's the easiest hotel to get in inside of the United States. I'm used to being at much nicer, much bigger 4 or 5-star hotels who take any form of payment. And here this raggedy hotel was not taking payment. I was so mad. Ended up leaving Los Angeles, driving through the Santa Monica Pier. We ended up in Calabasas. I drove through the Santa Monica Mountain. I was driving on fucking Mount Olympus. All I seen was like clouds in the sky. I was like, oh my God, that's what I get. Listen to the GPS talking about something. I could save you 10 minutes. They had me riding on this big ass mountain with this tiny road with no rails. I was like, oh my God, I'm going. Last minute, we found this nice, just off to the side hotel that was actually cheaper and nicer and cleaner. We didn't even have to pay incidentals or hold for the hotel. And I was like, maybe it was just God's way of being like, you don't belong in Los Angeles. I was only going down there because I wanted to go to the beach. Ended up going to the beach in Santa Barbara. Our way back to the bay. One thing I did like about the trip to Los Angeles, we got to see Pyramid Lake, which is a place I want to go back to. And we're talking about going back to Six Flags. I'm also considering Pismo Beach. I am never going back to Los Angeles. It was no point. Like, the traffic was bad. It was small. You couldn't even see the city. I was like, how am I supposed to see what this place is like? I can't even see it because of all the smoke. The only reason why I was going is because I always seen like Los Angeles on TV, and I lived in California for 6 years and I ain't never been to Los Angeles. Like, who does that? One of my biggest problems was finding a dog-friendly beach, and we finally found that. But I don't know if I'm gonna go back to Los Angeles. I must have just missed the nice places because it don't look like it's worth anything to me, especially in comparison to San Francisco. Like, you look at San Francisco, you go to downtown San Francisco, it's like catching your eye. It's not as gorgeous as it look on TV. You feel what I'm saying? So maybe I just didn't get to see what I was supposed to see there. Like, I need somebody to tell me why it looked the way that it looked. It didn't do it for me at all. So I don't like Atlanta. I can't stand Miami for some reason. So now Los Angeles is on that list too.
There's a third event, and this is what we're going to end on, which caused me to be blocked. March 12th, she mentions...
Going back to the job.
Yeah. Because I'm like, I'm looking at all this stuff, and I'm like collecting all the stuff that I normally do. And I see this post, and she's like saying that I turned down the job. What do you freaking do? And she's selling it to people who she's already calling broke. Y'all ain't got no money. Y'all can't travel nowhere, and all this other stuff. And it aggravated me because you're trying to get their money while in the same breath trying to brag as if you got money like that, but you're getting upset people aren't giving you $100, and also you're showing that you are incredibly disorganized. You know, you got her fans who are steady praising her. You know, there's more people who are just saying you did right. Nobody is not asking any questions about, well, what was the position and all this other stuff. But there was one person out of all of her comments that I saw that caught my attention. That was, you know, a voice of reason, one would say. How are you going to feed yourself and your son? Which is a great question, right? Because she hasn't established in this post what she is making. She's just saying $65K is not enough. I'm worth $150, which is pretty much more than twice than what was offered to you. But sure, that's what you think you are. She replies back to this woman, I simply want to make more money than what I'm already making instead of taking a pay cut and spending less time with my son, with my special needs child, I prefer he be around me instead of risking him being around someone else who isn't going to be good to him. This is more about my son's well-being than money.
Hold on. Also, wait a minute. Sure. I feel like we failed to do something, and that's on our... Recently...
Rolling up your sleeves.
Yeah. Recently, it has become to our attention that we now know a baby is special needs. The child, as we now know, may have some sort of undiagnosed version of autism. Now, we have never broached this topic because this is a recent phenomenon. She has never actually said anything regarding what we all can kind of see, just how her parenting and behavior goes.
And
what we've heard, that the child was anything other more than a very happy child to be around his mother 24/7 and not go to school. But later we find out that her child has needs, and we are also wondering if those needs will be addressed. Clearly, we have not gotten an answer. But to be clear, when she claims that she is doing this for a child that has special needs, this is not something that was predetermined and established. It is undiagnosed, and she is just now using this. It could be for clout, it could literally be for anything. But there has been no diagnosis to our knowledge, and there has been no follow-up with treatment or something as serious for a child with any type of special needs or disability as having the proper gateway to bettering their life if they have something as serious as autism.
You know, you had the one person who said, "What about feeding your kid?" And I then felt compelled to chime in because my thing has always been to ask more questions than none. And despite the few sprinkles of folks who wanted to add some like logic to what she's trying to bring up instead of just getting empty praises,
That's all she said.
that's all I said.
That's
Just to get some insight with all your SOMO tips and you getting mad. And then her reply to me, "You confused. The reason most of them are happy I turned it down is because they know what I do for a living. They already know I make over 120K already. So why would I take a pay cut? It's also about me sending, I think she means spending, time with my son. He is special needs. The reason they can't afford a $100 ticket isn't about the ticket, it's about the flight and hotel."
That we were supposed to have an answer. We were just I remember dumb version of ALS was trying to portray a person that was told we would have a mansion to stay at.
Yeah.
Via a
It's not that they can't afford a $100 ticket, it's because they can't afford the flight and a hotel. But she continues on. Because most of them are on the East Coast, not in California. While you talking shit, I didn't see you purchase a ticket. While you talking shit, I didn't see you purchase a ticket. One of my books, I have two. Actually, I have three. On my way to a fourth. One of my books, a session, nothing. You act like you're being super supportive of me and my products and services financially. Hop up off that high horse you on. It's convoluted up there. Bring it back down to the ground with the rest of us. Your nose is too high up. It should be facing forward.
Booyah.
That is what she said to me. And then after she said that, and I guess my comments still was bugging her just a pinch, she then had to there's a little bit of an afterburn that happened, and then she then follows up with, "And don't slick diss, it's corny." I didn't say anything after that. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna let you have that one. So that was on March 12th. Now a full week.
Life. People went about their merry way.
3/19. I guess the burn is still happening.
The great burn.
The burn is still happening.
It's venereal apparently. It's a great burn.
She then posts this. "Think you know it all in my comment section, and it will have you looking stupid." And she reposts my post about her having broke fans and why they can't afford the free beaches.
She called them. She called them broke fans.
Them
but
broke.
All right.
Obviously, y'all struggling to afford these tickets.
Just $100. Y'all don't got it. So let me tell you how to get it, because y'all don't got it.
Y'all don't have
you're broke.
I'm trying to blast someone on the sneak tip because I could have easily not have seen this. But unfortunately, I did.
Would have been for the best, but
now being fully provoked and aggroed, I won't let this
Somebody
slide.
poke the goddamn bear.
Think you know it all in my comment section and it will have you looking stupid. Soncerae Monique Smith. I was going to let your reply to me slide until you did this. I don't expect you to use your last struggling brain cells to read this reply, but what a silly attempt to blast someone who you should have seriously investigated because I'm your third rail, mom. I apologize for my slick diss. Clearly you deserve the direct approach. For someone who is making at least $120,000, why are you applying for a $65,000 position since you're asking for $150,000? Correction. You believe you're worth $150,000 plus. Apparently, whatever you believe you're worth, no one else sees that. Well, that's why you're driving Uber until they do, right? Anyway, that literally doesn't make sense, Miss BA degree and certifications. Don't say you didn't apply for a $65,000 position because you turned down a job, meaning there was an offer. Therefore, you were looking for a job, read the description of said job, applied for it, possible a recruiter reached out to you and confirmed the salary prior, you agreed then proceeded to be interviewed, passed the interview, only to brag about how you turned it down like employers are begging for you to work for them. Much like the men are begging to date you but you turn them down, too. Don't allow yourself to believe I'm trying to impress you or one-up you like I'm doing mental gymnastics in explaining the basics of applying for a job. This is common knowledge. Also, why are you applying for any job to begin with? You're an entrepreneur. Multiple sources of income. Your businesses. There's absolutely no way you're hurting for cash, unless you need people to attend your heartbreakingly dead on arrival birthday bash to the free beaches of Malibu that you have to beg strangers on the internet to attend because no one in your real life will. Heck, they're not even offering to take you out of state, let alone a nice dinner locally. Here you are trying to stunt and front online like Malibu is the place to be. Obviously, you've never been anywhere, sweet summer child of God. Riddle me this, Batman. Did all your super genius pro money save tips like, see unused items around the house to boost your travel fund, or consider taking on a temporary part-time job to supplement your income, get people to buy tickets to the unapologetic depressing celebration that is your existence from conception to now? Is the answer no? You don't need to tell me anything, because reality has already told you time and time again what the deal is. Make all the excuses you want about them being on the East Coast, and it's not the tickets, but the cost of the flights and hotels. You keep telling yourself that it helps you sleep at night. However, it's the black clouds of isolation caused by your own transgressions that is leaving you panicked, and rightfully so. Not to mention, your pay hip link to buy tickets is broken. I'm sure you got the free plan, so what's going on? You have been forsaken and have been descending into misery since the day you plotted and schemed to have a child by a married man. Now, you're trapped in California playing homeless games at the big age of 43 with a kid who unfortunately has you as a caregiver. It's cute you think I'm confused coming from someone who's clueless. And don't ask me to get off my high horse to roll around with degenerates like you. Not only will I allow my horse to kick you in the face, I'll add my 2 feet to get in on the action, too. Sincerely, Big Sister Neko of Coffee House Confidential.
And then I had to go back and see who else was co-signing her bull. Whether she's a real person or a troll, I don't know. I really didn't care. She says, because 65K isn't you take the job if you think 65K is too amazing to pass up. Right, like, am I missing something? It's not like they were offering 60 million. Nope, they just wish they'd made that much. Just like co-signing trying to gas up this woman. Again, whether she's real or a troll, I don't know, but I had to hit her with this. Where's your ticket to the Malibu Peach Party? $100 too much for you too? How about this? Tell me which of her money-saving tips stop you from sleeping with a homeless, married, retarded man to become a millionaire. I'm dying to... Poor Miss Paris didn't even have a moment to even reply back to me because she got rid of me so quickly.
Yeah, you were outed.
She kicked me out of that so quickly. And then somebody just popped in at the last minute saying, I'm sorry, wasn't there a comment here after all this? And Miss Soncerae replies back, she started arguing with someone in the comments, so I blocked her and kept it moving.
Just so we're clear, that someone was me.
Still licking her wounds. She only posted about this stupid party, maybe about another three more days afterwards, and then she just stopped completely. Because it's true, and you know it's true. That's why I said it, and that's why you blocked me. And it is what it is. It doesn't even matter. So the birthday party isn't happening. Nobody gave you money. And again, everything I said is true. I don't have to sit out and go out of my way to hurt you or make fun of you. Reality is doing that for me, and that gives me comfort. I don't care if I had facts or clips or scouring through all your social medias to show the world how stupid you are when you're just living it. Like, your family's not there, your daughter's not there, Your son wouldn't be there if he had the means to get away from you, but he can't. He's stuck. And until he gets old enough to know better, hopefully if you haven't damaged him too tough, hopefully he too can come to his senses and move on. So you can finally be alone in whatever hole you fall into.
Jesus. Okay. Here's the deal. Okay, guys, as you saw, this particular video had like maybe 20% of the book and a lot of airing some grievances. I feel like Neko finally was able to get out the frustrations since these incidences had occurred, and will, swiftly and professionally finish the last few chapters of this.
Oh yeah, I'm blocked now, so this well,
Very true.
I'm blocked.
Yeah. I'm not. I'm still not. So if we need anything, obviously we have access to get what we need. But more of the point, it's don't come for us.
Seriously, take a step back from this social media stuff.
We have enough men and women so far being ousted on this. Oh, I'm living so high, and then the truth's coming. It's coming undone. 2024 is Cat Williams wasn't kidding. Profit. Like, it's coming, it's unraveling. Stand user. You know what a stand user is, but like, it's unraveling. So like, you will get caught up in this storm that we're not looking for the truth. We all know, so it's not gonna be this like news broadcast thing. We just be like, okay, I finally caught up with you. But like, until you at least do right by yourself, there's no way the public, supporter or not, is gonna do right by you.
No.
Like, you canceled your birthday 3 months before because you knew no one was coming.
Yeah.
That's the reality, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to pretend. But, like, maybe you do want to do some self-searching, some more, like, actual internal help and assistance with oneself.
She talks about self-talk in the book and other stuff, but I'm like, you need to stop talking to yourself and talk to an outsider. You got to get out your head.
I was thinking internal, but she said fuck that.
No, you got to get out the internal. You got to start externalizing some of this.
Yeah, I
to
guess
a professional.
So. And you need to really just like fall back, like just fall all the way back right now. Ain't nobody say do what happened to you in the book, where someone claimed that you were no longer on this plane of existence. But like, you definitely need to check in with a person who can help you check.
Better help. They're all over you.
Yeah, help yourself, because this is getting bad, and you're going after people that can actually destroy you.
This is more for your benefit.
It really is.
It's like, again, you're turning a year older this year.
Yeah.
And like, if you do as much self-reflecting as you say you do, then you would like see what happened last year.
Right.
And compare to where are you at this moment compared to the last? Has anything changed?
Honestly, from what we can see, you're still in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're still there.
Not
and
that we're
you're not getting any better.
Right. We're not looking for you to have a big house. We're not looking for you to have a porch. We're not looking for you to have a walkway. But we know you're still in the car.
Yeah, they want to go off on these whole diatribes of, I need to stop saying that word, but just going off on these tangents, or I would say excuses for like, why is it so difficult for people to live in California? Like, you say you make more than 120K in this post, but then going on and talking about how for a single adult and like how much it costs and like how people living below the poverty line. Why are you even worried about that? You're not there.
Your bracket's higher.
You're higher. You make more than me. So what is your problem?
Not to mention, there's this thing that like, statistics and stuff be out there and everything. So it's not like we can't find it. And for you to complain about it, you also say in some of your diatribes that you are around nothing but affluent, wealthy people.
Yeah, non-blacks.
Non-blacks.
You can't learn from them?
You haven't learned from them. So. Maybe it's time to pack up and try again somewhere else.
Again, California is not the place for homeless games. You can't be playing the homeless in California. No. Especially now since it's post-COVID. Like,
the triathlon's over. Ain't nobody giving you a check.
Yeah, they don't give a
aside from your baby daddy, who clearly is like, you're only getting less than $300.
Yeah, and you're putting that in the stock for some reason. Yeah, like this, you ran this course. You're getting older. California doesn't care about single moms and all that anymore. They don't. And as a taxpayer, as I mentioned in like the last chapter, I wasn't allowed to have any of these programs when I needed it the most. But now I'm in a higher tax bracket. They sure enough ain't got a problem taking my money and funding these damn things that I could even utilize myself when I needed it.
Right.
But like here you are on your fat ass blocking me. I pay taxes. Better unblock me. But blocking me and like and taking my money. Ooh.
Stop it.
Okay,
no,
okay,
no,
okay.
Don't you dare
Okay,
go Super Saiyan right now. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Look, okay, we're done.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah, that's it.
We're only gonna sit here and keep stewing and seething and going full on Hades, Hercules style in this bitch if we don't just wrap it.
Yeah.
We've warned you.
Yeah.
And for everybody watching, you guys are completely exempt of what I'm about to say. We've warned you. We've given you the warning. We're gonna finish your book because we suffered through and we are no longer gonna be silent through it. But don't come for us again. Okay? Let it go. Focus on what you need to focus on.
Yeah.
Get that baby some assistance. Yeah. Get yourself out of your problems.
Mm-hmm.
And let's not write another book like
Fix
this travesty again. Fix your health.
Fix your money.
Get to your own opulence.
Yeah.
Okay? Because like this...
It's gone on long enough.
Yeah.
You should be tired out of all of this. Like, I'm tired of just listening to your stuff. And like, obviously I'm in here voluntarily.
Yeah.
But, creative outlet. But you should be tired
of
living this life, which is wild that you haven't.
We're not getting a dime for any of this.
No.
We know that we are posting these things and discussing them because we're just wanting to make sure that no one else falls for whatever this is supposed to be. But we will come.
Or just being black women who can be the voice of dissension of something like this. Like, oh, all black women.
And let them know that we exist. And we are happy and we are healthy and we are making sure that we focus on our financial goals in a proper, healthy way.
And you can't use babies as an excuse. Like, we don't understand because we ain't got kids.
Don't come for us. All right, I'm done.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. Her laptop is down.
It's down.
She's already taken off her mic. So thank you for joining and thank you for coming back and reading the book and she more than likely ain't gonna be for the next one because I don't think ain't nothing happening unless some real pop. I don't think so. No, even if stuff does pop up, I don't want to talk about it because I just want to get to the book.
Get to the book.
I just want to get to the book. I don't care about nothing else. So thanks. It was great. Y'all
got 4. Y'all got 4 out of this. All right. We'll go to 5. See y'all. We'll see you later.
Yeah. Peace out.